Hello fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Today we're going to make a fruit crisp out of our canned fruits and jellies. And this is another food storage meal. In here, I decided to do the video after I started. I have 1 cup of rolled oats and 2 cups of sugar. Now, the sugar, it calls for half of the sugar to be brown sugar. So, as you know, molasses and sugar make brown sugar. So I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to make them heaping because I love the flavor of brown sugar. And I like dark brown sugar better than light. So let me get my butter. It calls for 1/4 stick of butter per recipe. And this is my home canned butter. Looking for a spoon. And we'll get it all out. And we're going to mix it up, and if we need more butter, I brought another one out. And you're going to want to mix it up really good because of the molasses. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it in bread trays because I want to make 4 bread trays. That way I can freeze them, and when I have company over, I can just pull it out, heat it up, and we have dessert. Let's see how the molasses is turning everything brown, just like brown sugar would. I'm kind of pressing as I do this, and I don't think we need any more butter. Looks like it's holding together pretty darn good. This is the crumble top. Now, if you've canned your fruit in syrup, then you don't need to add sugar. Unless it's a light syrup, you might want to add a little sugar to it. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. That's our crumble top. Now what I have here is I have 2 quart jars of peaches and a jar of Dankin cherries that was given to me. Danish cherries. And that was from Barely Seen Ranch. And a jar of strawberry jam. Get my little scooper here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one with the cherries and one with the jam. So I'm going to take the jam. I guess I need a bowl. And I've drained the juice out of the peaches. I'm going to take the jam and drop it into a bowl. Get those oats out of the way. I'm going to take the peaches that are drained. I'm going to take another half a jar of peaches. That are drained. And the reason I'm draining them first is so that I can control the amount of liquid that goes into it. And I'm going to mix it up really good. And this is going to be strawberry peach. And in that I'm adding 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Mix it up. The older your fruit gets, the softer it gets. So one of these jars is a couple years older than the other one, so it's a little soft. I'm going to take my bread tray and I'm going to dump half of this mixture into it. And then I'm going to take and sprinkle my topping on it. And if you like a lot of topping, you can always mix up more of this. It's really easy. And I didn't add any liquid to this one because this had the softer peaches in it. We're going to bake those in a 350 oven for 40 minutes. So let's mix up the second batch. I'm just going to reuse my bowl. Get the other half of that jar of peaches. And another jar of peaches. I like to freeze things up because I work long hours, but I still like to give my family some home-cooked foods. I used to actually do once a month cooking. And I would spend the weekend and I would cook for the entire month. This one I'm going to add some peach juice just to cover the peaches. And I'm not going to get rid of any of this good cherry juice. I'm just going to dump them in. So this one is peach and cherry. And we're going to do the same thing we just did. This one I'm going to have to help a little bit because otherwise all the juice will come out in one. There's one. Add your crumble to the top. And you know, you need to cook with your food storage. Otherwise, you're going to have stuff going bad on you. So make it a habit once a week. That's how we started. I would cook something from food storage. And we'd find the things we liked and the things we didn't like. And you just keep experimenting until you find a good repertoire of recipes that work for you. And then that's what you know you need to store. Then you can take the time to learn how to do other things. But you first got to learn how to cook with what you have in your food storage. And I think I'm going to make some more topping for this one. Because I want it a little thicker than that. So let me make up a little more topping and put them in the oven and I'll get back with you. In case you didn't notice, the second set of spices I forgot to put in the peach and cherry, so I just sprinkled it on top. As they scoop it out, it'll still come out just as good. Serve it with a nice vanilla ice cream. I'm going to take these, freeze them, and then when they're frozen, pop them out of the pans, put them in a Ziploc, and we have 4 nice desserts that we'll use probably over the next month, 2 months. Blessings.